Good afternoon, one and all. Suidlanders, how are you? We hope that you're well. Now, hear this. It's staggering, How is it possible to be an intelligent white person in South Africa in 2020 and still have a scintilla, a iota or iota of faith in or belief in either the new South Africa Rainbow Nation or the African National Congress, either or, when you hear stuff like this? This is now from the Daily Dispatch. I've got it on my phone, so I'm going to look away from the camera and look down here. And it is from March the 18th, the Daily Dispatch newspaper out of Port Elizabeth. And the article is now 6 months old. April, May, June, July, August, September, or 5.5 months old. But I didn't know this. I'd never seen this. Laboratory meltdown is the front page headline of the Daily Dispatch of March the 18th, 2020. No DNA evidence for the past year. Corruption and incompetence have destroyed the SAPS crime laboratories so completely that not a single DNA test, according to the Daily Dispatch, has been done for a year, leaving tens of thousands of murderers and criminals free on the street to terrorize us all unhindered. Presumably there are some who did not get bail. Well, please God, there are some. But we all know that there's at least some truth in that statement, that tens of thousands of murderers and other criminals are free on the street to terrorize us all unhindered, because we all know how many people accused of severe crimes, of serious crimes, do get bail. And here's another one. The entire management team at the Unemployment Insurance Fund has been suspended. In other words, the whole damn lot of them are guilty of or quite seriously suspected of crime or incompetence. How is it possible? How is it possible for any sane, sober-minded white person, yes, black and colored and Indian as well, yes, but particularly white people, particularly people who have the benefits and advantages that we do? Because we have inherited a society and a civilization and a culture and education and so on and so forth from our forebears going back thousands of years that others just have never experienced, have never generated for themselves. So naturally we have benefits and advantages that others don't. But how is it that somebody of our culture, of our tradition, of our history, of our civilization, for want of a better word, how is it possible to have a shred of faith in the ANC and or the new South Africa as a whole when this is how things go? I said in another video that I believe has already been published, how Mike Schuessler, the famous economist, recently wrote that none of South Africa's 700 state-owned enterprises has turned a profit in the past 5 years. That's nil out of 3. How do you get nil out of 3,500? What do you have to do to get 0 out of 3,500? I had 3,500 chances to shy at a coconut, to throw a ball at a coconut. at a fair, at a fete, and not 3,500 chances I couldn't hit the coconut once. 3,500 chances, 3,500 questions to answer in an examination. I get 0 out of 700 5 times over. How do you do it? It is only possible if you are inherently, intrinsically, there's a synonym in English, and I don't want to engage too much in semantics, but humor me. If you are elementally unable, not to engage in racism, this, that, it's just, it doesn't matter what the reason is, but you are unable and you won't be able. Now, I would say to you that it's an expression of communism, and I could justify it back almost 2,000 years, long before the Communist Manifesto was written in 1848, I believe. 1,800 years before that. I have books here, like you can't believe, that provide empirical evidence for it. I would say it's communism. Other people blame this, that, culture, race, education. It doesn't matter. What it comes down to is that these people can't do it, and they won't do it. In the English Civil War, or just prior to the English Civil War, Oliver Cromwell, the leader of the Roundheads, let's call it, to keep things simple, the Protestants against the Royalists, the Protestants against King Charles. Oliver Cromwell said to the Parliament, the famous Long Parliament in England, you have been here long enough for any good you might have done. Now in the name of God, go. And I use the first part of that. They have been here long enough for any good they might have done. There's no point them hanging around any longer. They're not going to achieve any more. It won't happen. Yeah, guys, that's the story for today, man. Oi, 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 what can you do, hey? All right, everybody, thank you very much for watching. Like this video if you liked it. Share it and subscribe to the channel. God bless you and goodbye.